Okay, so I learned a new word from Emily.
Keep it
Is it
classy.
Jack Wagon?
Yes, jack wagon. So let us know if you've ever heard of this term. I might put it on my own personal social media and see. Has anybody ever heard the word jack wagon?
What does it
I've heard
mean?
other people say it. Like it's just not cooperating. It's like, I don't know, kind of like similar to like jerk or
So it's
yeah. I would say it's more similar to jerk than like moron. I would say
like it's a noun.
it's just yeah, like it's just not cooperating. My phone is being a jackwagon.
Okay.
But I have a whole conspiracy theory around phones and like how like eventually on purpose it just starts to not cooperate. That way you have to buy a new one.
Yeah,
That's my theory.
yeah, I have other friends that think that as well. Um, I who knows because I got a new phone not long ago and it wasn't cooperating. Well, this would probably just is in alignment with the theory that you're saying. It wasn't cooperating. My Siri just like stopped working with the voice and
Okay.
I reset it. I did everything. It wouldn't. I had to push the button, which pissed me off because I like to yell at it from not yell, but from across the room and be like, ask it a
Yeah.
question.
Well,
And
what button do you push? Because my phone doesn't even have like the circle button anymore.
it's like a side button over here. But
Okay.
the dictation quit working altogether and I had to push that. Well, my phone needed a software update. And when I updated the software, it started working again all by itself.
Okay. That's really interesting. Well, I think my phone is really full. Actually, I know my phone storage is full. So sometimes when my storage gets too full, it gets grumpy with me. But it's happening like more and more frequent now. Like I have a 13 mini that tells you how long I've had this phone. Like I think my middle daughter was she was still in a pumpkin seat when I got it and she's 4 now. So, I mean, I've had it for like
A
my
while.
phone is probably in dog years like 100 years old.
Well,
In
I,
phone years.
I tend to really keep them a long time too. I mean, I'm not like a trade it in every year kind of person because I just don't care
Yeah.
much.
Right. And I don't have the cloud.
That I do have.
So I think maybe if I moved for storage, maybe that would help. I don't know. Anyways, let us know your thoughts on Jackwagon. We're going to take polls today. Let us
Yeah,
know if you've heard of Jackwagon. Maybe it's just like a where am I? Central Ohio thing.
maybe
And
because it's
then
not, I don't think it's an Appalachian thing. And I'm wondering if it's like, so but just because people didn't want to say jackass.
maybe, maybe. It's like a Central Ohio redneck. My mom always called herself a redneck.
Oh, I'm straight
And
redneck
then
at times, but I never heard that word.
then let it. Well, it's because you're not an Ohio redneck.
True.
Um,
Kentucky
and
redneck.
then right, and then let us know if you agree with the phone theory. So 2 polls. We're taking polls today.
Polls today. Yeah.
I have no notes. I don't know why. I think okay, I do know why I have no notes because Perfect Match, I just get like sucked into it and it's so well filmed and
Yeah, me too.
presented that I'm just like caught up and I just keep going, "Oh my gosh, the episode's over. Oh my gosh, the episode's over." Whereas Bachelor in Paradise, my formerly favorite Bachelor show, because I don't really like it that much anymore, I'm like bored a lot. I'm
Mm.
like, is this gonna be over? Like,
That's
right.
funny. I, yeah, I didn't take any notes either. Similar reasons for the perfect match. However, it's kind of the same. For me, I'm enjoying Bachelor in Paradise more now than I was in the beginning,
Hey,
but I still feel like I think the reason I'm enjoying it, if I'm just perfectly honest, is because it's just there are so many like jackasses on this show.
okay, yeah.
And it's really like I am like amazed. I'm amazed that these are the men that like of Bachelor Nation. These are the men that they are like, those are the best. Let's put them in Bachelor in Paradise. And then
Well, maybe they're not the best. They're just the ones that
for
committed.
TV.
Maybe they're
That
just the ones that agreed to it. Maybe the best ones have decided to like step back and say no. Like
yeah,
honestly, I miss the Goldens. I wish the Goldens were still there.
yeah.
I'd much rather watch them figure it out than watch these people because like you're saying, just the lack of integrity, that's what I find interesting.
The lack of
Because
common sense. The
yeah,
lack of common sense.
common sense, integrity, and maybe these people do feel like they have integrity. I don't know. I was listening to a couple other podcasts with like these girls, well, with Alicia on it, and then who else did I listen to? Oh, Andrew was on it too. It was Nick Viall's podcast. But
Okay.
I'm just curious at this point to like get other people's takes on this whole like Bailey Jeremy thing and kind of just see a little bit more behind the scenes of what's going on here. But like, okay, I just want to make a comparison because like Perfect Match is obviously like very physically based, like just everybody's really physical. Like the principle of the two shows are the same, right? To hopefully find somebody, to end up with somebody at the end. Okay, Bachelor in Paradise have obviously like thrown this money thing into it, which is a horrible mistake. Horrible mistake on their part. Like I'm over it. Like everybody, in my opinion, is just going through the motions because they think they're gonna win this money.
Oh, I agree. It's that I
I'm
mean,
over it.
if they wanted it to be really about love and finding love, then they would not have added the money component.
Yeah, I don't know what the goal was. Viewership, probably.
I think, yeah, it was about making it more dramatic,
Yeah,
more like, how much shit can we get going on here? But
yeah,
then, but their entire brand, like, yes, there is some drama involved in their brand, but their entire brand is about love.
yes,
And
you're exactly right.
yeah, I think they really, in my opinion, and I'm like one person, and well, yours too. So we're two people, but I think that they really fucked up
Yeah, they missed the mark for sure.
because, yeah, it really went totally off brand for them. And I think,
Yeah,
well, I've been doing all this um, research with marketing and like these marketing classes and this and that. And, brand is just, that's on the
yeah,
forefront of my mind right now too. But I think it's like, it's such an important part. Are you in integrity with
yeah.
your brand? Like, they're totally out of integrity, in my opinion, by this decision that they made. And I just think it's blowing up in their face.
I completely agree with you. I do because like even the challenges, like they're okay. And I guess I'm on Perfect Match. I've seen, the first two seasons. So like when the challenges roll around, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Like when they separate them
Mhm.
all and they go with the boys and the girls, like
Yeah.
I remember that, like the kissing challenge. So it's like familiar where Bachelor in Paradise, I'm kind of like waiting to see like what challenge is next. But my other big comparison is like, so Perfect Match is more to me like Too Hot to Handle, kind of like they're just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all
Mhm.
these people in there who are just like here for a good time, fun, whatever. And Bachelor in Paradise, they are there for a fun experience, okay? But what I found interesting was that like with these two different situations, so like you had the Bailey and Jeremy drama last time, we had the Sean drama this
Oh
time,
my God. Sean and his politics. I
right?
wanted to
Right. And everybody
just,
on Bachelor
oh,
in Paradise, I feel like, are sneaky. They're trying to like one up this game, whatever. And then you have Perfect Match, who like they just are pretty much kind of honest and open about stuff, and they don't like sneak around and hide. They don't try to like play this game. I mean, the boys did. They fessed up like halfway,
boys,
whatever. But you have AD who came in and was like, this is what happened. This is what happened. Like, these are my girls. I'm going to say it to my
Yeah.
girls, whatever. And then
She's a
Bachelor in
girl's girl for
Paradise,
sure.
like,
That
yeah,
showed that. Yeah.
Bachelor in Paradise, like, well, I didn't want to insert myself and I didn't want to cause problems. And,
Okay.
I only knew that he called, right? I only knew that he called Susie. Like, I didn't know the full extent of like how it went down and all of that and blah, blah, blah. Like, just all of these excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And then perfect match. It's just like, girl, I'm laying it all out there because I
Right.
have integrity.
You said
I just
a
found that.
couple things that I want to respond to. So one was, um, I don't remember exactly what you said, but it made me think of, I was kind of surprised with Kathy that she's like playing the game now, the golden, because there's only the
Oh, yeah.
couple left. And she said, like to the girls, she was like, I want to be here because I feel like a mother to you. And like she was making it like playing on their emotions. And then to the camera, she's like, oh no, I just want the money and I'll just play the game to get the money. And I like it wasn't like totally shocking because it's her and we've seen her before and like
Yeah.
her
Uh-huh.
personality. But I guess I was a little surprised by that. And I'm thinking, shit, if like this is exactly the point we're trying to make. Like,
Yeah. That's what happens when you put money in this.
yeah, now the Goldens are even like playing the game and being assholes about it.
I'd rather see them win, though. I don't know how you feel, but I'd rather see them win. Everybody's like, oh, this is life changing money. It should go to these
Yeah.
young kids, whatever. And I'm like, maybe it's because I'm getting older. I don't know. I'm like, no, I really think that Kathy and Keith shoot. You guys win, split the money. I'm done with the season. Like, let's just call it a day. I'm over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. To me, I mean, this says a lot. I don't even give a fuck who wins. Like, I don't care at this point because I'm so annoyed.
Yeah.
I will say, I do think like Spencer and Jess, I feel like I feel like they're genuine. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Their connection is real.
yeah. And because of that, and they've been so real. And like I feel like is a stand up guy, a stand up human. I feel like she is too. Because of that, if I had to pick anyone, I would want them to walk away with the money
Yeah.
because you're not getting all caught up, at least so far in this game. But
Right.
the second thing I wanted to respond to was when you were talking about how they're at least like being real and perfect match. And yes and no. So I felt like, when they separated, like the girls went to one place and they brought all the men in that had been there before or whatever. And then the guys went to one place and they brought all the girls in and they could like do whatever they wanted in that day because they weren't with their match. Like I think
Yeah.
that's totally all that's fine. That's totally fine. They should explore it. I think though, I mean, Daniel flat out lied.
Okay, yes. Sorry. So let me clear the air. Yes. I guess I'm more specific to AD and how she like just laid it all out there
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
like said everything that needed to be said.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I felt like when he was talking to Lucy and said, like, I mean, I was like, buddy, just tell the whole fucking truth because it's gonna come out. But
Right. It's being
he,
recorded.
yeah, he went to her and he acted like, okay, can we go talk? Because I feel so bad about what I did and I've just got to tell the truth. And then he's like, well, I just kissed this other girl this one time during the
That's how
game.
partial truth. Yeah. He'll
Yeah,
tell
I
you the
only this
truth.
one time during the game. Meanwhile, we're sitting there watching it, and he also was like licking up her leg. Then, not in the game, they were in the pool together, making out like crazy, and like he's like rubbing all up on her. And then like Louis really, he pissed me off maybe the most because he was so whatever with Sandy when a few episodes ago when they had the kissing
Yeah.
game. And he's like, well, I wouldn't kiss anyone like that because I'm weird about germs and I don't like germs. And so, and she's like, well, I was playing the game and just going all in on the game, you know? And he
Yeah.
like acted like that was just awful of her. And then
The
before,
double standard.
right, but then even before this happened, he had pulled her the night before or something and said, you know, I'm not saying that you did anything wrong, but
But
like you're putting me through it, like talking to these other guys and whatever. And so she's like, well, you put me through it. How do you think I felt? You went on this date. And then when she was back here, like they went back and forth on that. Then he goes to the thing. And again, nothing is wrong with him doing this in the context of just it's like he is there to explore and all that. But in the bigger context of like he said to her, he went off on her about the kissing game and then he was like talking about germs and he set up this whole thing that her expectation was he wouldn't be over there doing that. And then
yeah,
he went and he's like kissing two girls at the same time and he's like making out and he's just I don't know. It was just like and then
yeah.
the minute they come back, these guys act like, oh, and then they're like, oh, now I'm feeling bad. Now I feel so bad. And I'm like, I just think that, I don't know. It
I don't love
obviously,
it. Yeah.
yeah, obviously, like if you didn't feel bad while you were doing it, you know?
That's exactly right. And that's how I feel like you can just know that, like, obviously these are not men you're going to marry because, like, yes, you're on a show, but like realistically, out in the real world, you probably will be put in a situation where you're with other girls who are probably interested in you. And you
Yeah.
need to decide, like, whether you're going to act on it or not. And like, I get it. It's a show. They set it up to be this way. Like, that's kind of their intention is to get all these people together to like watch them do this. And inevitably, like every season, the guys will go for it and the girls are like committed. Like, no, I'm not, making out or whatever. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. And I would be
Yeah.
curious too, like, okay, so if they found out the girls were over there making out also, would they just be like, oh, well, that's fine. Like, it's okay because we all did it. Or if they would be
Well,
mad, they would be mad.
well, they would be pissed because I'm going to tell you right now, if you think back and Daniel was over there living his best life and then came back and didn't even have the balls to tell the truth about what he did.
Right.
But he was so mad at Lucy. If you remember
Yes. With
twice,
Ollie.
yeah, twice he has gone off on her and said that she embarrassed him. And the second time, she embarrassed him because she was talking with someone too loud and laughing too loud with another person, like another man. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you are going to be that insecure and that just ridiculous and make her cry by saying she embarrasses you because she's laughing with someone else, but you can go lick up the inside of some other girl's leg and that's fine.
The double
It's the double
standards there,
standard.
it's just wild to me. It's like all of the men expect to be able to have their cake and eat it too, but the women can only have their cake. Like you can have it, but don't do anything about it. And that whole Lucy thing, laughing at some other guy, like,
Ugh.
okay, some other guy is talking to your girl and you know that he's interested in her. You better be like, that's right. You should be interested in her because I have a great girl. She's my girl. Like, I like her. I'm just so glad that you noticed her because, yeah, I agree. I think she's hot. I think she's got it going on. She's the one I want to be with. So great. I'm so glad that you find her attractive because I do too.
And
Like,
I'm
that's how I look
secure that she's with
that's how I
me.
look at it. Like, yes,
Yeah.
I get jealous. Like, I would be like jealous, like, oh, I wish, But that would be because I'm insecure and I would be afraid that, that other person would get their attention or they'd like them or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if Lucy's telling me that she likes me and is interested in me, like
Right. I think, yeah, no, I agree with you. I think there is a lot to say in being like, yeah, I know I have a fine ass woman because, and I know
yeah,
she's like got a good personality and she's hot and she's smart and whatever. Like men, if a man wants that kind of a woman, then he has to understand that other men also are going to notice her. Other
yeah.
men are also going to want to talk to her. And
And take the compliment.
yeah,
Take the compliment. Like enjoy it. Then just go walk over there and sit next to her and put your arm around her or whatever. Like you
yeah,
don't
or
have to
just
just go
after,
crybaby. Like, oh, she's over there laughing and having a good time. Like, that's so embarrassing to me. Like, go join in on the fun. Like, oh, hey, like, what's up? I heard you laughing. Like,
yeah, or
why
even
not?
just
Like, why make it
afterwards,
feel?
be like, instead of going off on her and acting like that, just be like, oh, did you have fun over there? Like, because she wasn't doing anything wrong. She wasn't being at all like leading the guy on or making him think or saying inappropriate things. Like, she wasn't. So just be funny and silly and like playful, right? But I think it does, like, it's the double standard that drives me crazy. It's like, okay, so she can't even laugh at someone telling her something funny. And they were talking about how they were the same astrological sign or something. Or no, he was the same astrological sign as her ex, the guy she was talking to, and they were laughing. And like, who gives a shit? Like, she can't do that, but you can go and be hanging all over. And by the way, I mean, look, I think that girl is very hot. Like, I understand why he's
Lucy,
attracted.
the
No,
other
that,
girl.
yeah.
I don't remember who it even was.
I
Was it?
can't remember her name, but she's got those big old titties.
I don't know. I
She
don't know.
has
So
that.
speaking of that, you brought that up. Every time I see these girls with their boob jobs, I just think about being engorged with milk after having babies. And I'm like, that has to hurt, right? Like, does that not hurt right now? Like, that's what it looks like to me. And I'm just like, every time I see it, I just like am instantly like in pain.
I'm dying. That is funny.
I'm like,
Well,
suckers are
I
gonna
think,
pop.
yeah. No, I know. I remember that feeling too. No, what I mean is, and I don't think everyone that has um big boobs or a boob job that they look good, or like, I'm not suggesting
No,
that.
I didn't even take that. You just brought
Yeah,
up, you just were
yeah,
trying to
yeah, yeah,
describe
yeah.
her. And that's what triggered in me to be like,
Yeah.
listen, I thought about this and I was like debating, like, is this something I should share or not? But that's legit what I thought every
That's
time.
hilarious.
Oh, oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
No,
It's
I
like that
just
milk's
want
about to leak out.
that is a terrible feeling when you're engorged with milk. But no, I
Yeah.
just wanted to clarify because that's not the only I was trying to describe to you who she is, and I thought you
They
were mentioning
all,
that.
I mean, they all have, you can't
But
really
she
even say
wore
that
those,
because I feel like most of
but
them
she
have
wore
big
that
boobs, but see, they'll have
happy
long
face.
hair.
Yeah, but she wore that happy face bikini, emoji bikini.
I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you.
I don't know her
It's just
name.
so many people to like keep up with.
It's a lot of people. I can't remember her name. So anyway, but it's who Daniel was making out with like the whole entire time in the pool, everything. And he was
Yeah.
like all up on her. And that's another thing that I think is interesting because the girls who were in the house matched with them are more like serious about having a relationship. And then the girls who
Mhm.
were there for that day are like, let's party and have fun. And because they were like making out with each other, and it was obviously like a totally different dynamic. And not that that can't be fun and those guys can't enjoy that, but it makes me wonder, like, okay, like what do you want? Do you want a serious committed relationship, or do you want a fun, like, not that those can't be fun because they can be, but I mean, do you want a woman that's ready for that? Or do you want someone who like
Yeah.
just wants to party, which there's no problem with that if that's what you want, but then just be clear
Yeah.
and tell the truth.
Yeah, I wonder some with those girls, so that like the ones that aren't in the house and committed, like I wonder too what their real truth is, because I feel like when you put people in that kind of dynamic, when you're like, okay, all these single ladies get in here with these boys, like women love attention, we crave
Yes.
attention, it's something
Yeah.
we enjoy, and we know how to get it, and like it is fun to be like flirty with a man, or like I could see, so I would be curious if they want to be in a committed relationship or if they truly just have that like competition kind of attitude. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying? Because
oh
when you're put in
yeah.
that situation, it's like I don't know. And
No.
I these boys just really irritate me because it's not attractive behavior. It's not like
Well,
it's
what
just
I'm
out of
wondering,
sight, out of mind. Like, I don't care if we're on a show or not. Like, you have kind of made it known to me that you're committed to me. And like the second I'm not in the room and you're with other girls, like this is what your behavior is and it's just okay. Like
right? So I want
you
to loop
literally
back.
have zero control. I hate that.
Right, I do too. I want to loop back to what you were saying about the women because I think that's a really good thread I want to pull on a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
so you're right. We know as women, we love attention and we know how to get it. And so it makes me wonder if, like, the way, because I work with like goddess archetypes a lot of times and things like that. And so when I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking of a couple of different ones, but there's are different levels of expression in the feminine. We'll just say that. We don't even have to think about the goddess.
Mhm.
There's just different levels of expression in the feminine. And sometimes, like, our lower level of expression of wanting attention and wanting to be noticed, like, we can think about, ooh, how do I want to get attention to be noticed? And so, do I want to do it in this like unconscious, lower level realm that there's nothing wrong with? It's just part of the design. Um, and it's something that once you become conscious to it, then if you want to change it, you can. But like, maybe are they in that state of like an unconscious, like, ooh, if I know like a lot of men like to see women make out with women. And if I just like playfully do that, because maybe I also find it's fun to make out with a woman or whatever, like, not that they're totally denying themselves, but they know that that's a
Right.
way to hook the man to get his attention, get him intrigued, get him interested. Whereas maybe some of the women that are in the house matched with them, also want attention, but they're wanting to do it from maybe like a different level of expression of the feminine. And then we kind of have to be careful that it doesn't become maternal because that's not sexy and that's not like
No.
nobody wants to be in a relationship with their mom, like a maternal feeling.
Right.
So how as women it can be tricky to really stay in the passion side of the feminine, the femme, that's the passion side versus the maternal, and do it from a conscious higher level expression of beauty and pleasure and connection and play and all of those things without it being like, I'm just going to hook you and I'm just going to put my
Right.
claws in everyone and just hook, 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 hook,
Yeah.
hook whoever I can.
Yeah. And it really would depend on your goals too. Like, is your goal just to like have fun and make
Yes.
out, or is your goal to find somebody who is committed? Because
Yes.
I'm telling you what, right now, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, give me a man who's like already with somebody else, but he's gonna make out with me. Like, clearly, yeah, that's not gonna work. Like,
Well, then that also, I mean, that's a great point, and it makes me wonder about I mean, that's the entire basis of the show is he is with someone else until he's not.
Right.
Because but I think, so is there a way to do the show? And this is a real question I'm asking you, like, if you had to pick, and maybe the answer is no one, but is there anyone in there really on either of the shows, but especially Perfect Match, since we're talking about that right now? Is there anyone in there who, with integrity, a man with integrity has said, I'm exploring, I'm searching around, I am matched with you because we have to have a match, and that's part of exploring in the way that this framework works. However, I'm not making you promises that I won't explore with other people, make out with other people, whatever, while I'm figuring this out. Like, I don't know that I've seen a good example of that from the masculine containment side. And I'm wondering if you have, and I've just missed it.
No. I mean, maybe Clayton has kind of been like
Oh, yeah,
pretty open to like sharing where he's at pretty quickly.
you're right. You're
But
right.
I think that the hard part with that theory, well, first of all, you need to be a masculine man. But another part is like with this, it's kind of almost like a fear-based show anyways, because like, okay, if you're not matched up, you're out of here. So people will kind of like skirt around the issues so they can continue to be on this show
Yeah.
versus just going into it with an open mind, like, well, if I find somebody great, if I don't, then like I'll just, hang out until I get to come back in again. Cause like Perfect Match, they know they get to come back in again at some point. I mean, they might not match with somebody, but they still be able to meet the other girls and like
Yeah.
what. But
Yeah,
no,
that's
I
true.
don't know that anybody has been like completely open. I mean, I even hate to say this because I don't feel like Jonathan is like mature enough. But
No.
he has, like, I guess expressed to some of the girls, like Jill, or Leia, that he's not really interested in them.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's interested in anybody. I don't know.
No, I agree with you. But
Jonathan's kind of a weird.
I do think in that way, yeah, he has handled himself well in that way because he hasn't pretended, which I appreciate. And I think it's, women, it's helpful. Well, it's helpful for anyone to know like what they're orienting themselves to. But when a woman really
Right.
wants to be in her feminine and wants a masculine man to lead, then it's really important that he makes it clear to her what she is orienting herself around. So, is she orienting herself that he has already like decided and he's with her? Is she orienting herself around he really loves being with her right now and he's also open to if someone else comes in that he wants to explore it with, that he's going to? Is she orienting herself around, hey, I'm going to this mixer and we have no rules, we can both do whatever we want because that's the point of the mixer? Like, I think that is so important, and those are the conversations that are not being had, and
Yeah.
that would change so much even about what we have to say here
Mm-hmm.
if people just knew. And then I did think about Sandy saying that she felt like Louis wasn't probably doing any of that, and she knew about the germs and all that, and so she thought, oh, he's probably really quote unquote behaving himself while he's there.
Yeah.
And then she didn't explore anything, and I was watching it thinking, oh girl. But at the same time I was thinking this is a great moment to just acknowledge that everyone has to do what's right for them in that moment. Like, I'm not saying she did this, but the question would be, okay, Sandy, are you in integrity with what you want? Do you want to explore anything? Or are you setting your behavior up around what you think Louis is doing? And so you're just trying to like honor him because you're assuming he's honoring you, but you all haven't had a conversation. So you're orienting yourself to an imaginary expectation or belief system that you made up in yourself and you don't even know if it's true.
Yeah,
And
you don't know if it's factual. Yeah.
yeah, you're orienting yourself to this whole thing that's made up, that's an assumption. And is it even what you really want? Does that
Yeah.
make
Yeah, those are all really good questions. And I don't know, like with Sandy, she's kind of hard to read. Like I'm not really sure what she wants. Like I think she wants commitment, but I think she also really enjoys the fun and excitement of like the unknowns and playing and because I was
Mhm.
really kind of shocked that she didn't go for JR. Like I was really thinking maybe him coming back in there would be something, but she really seems to like Louis, but I think she likes the wild card. I mean, we saw her that way with the ultimatum. Like, I think she really enjoys the wild card. And I honestly think too, sometimes when you're in those situations, it's hard because, like, yeah, am I really truly honoring what I want to do in this situation? But in her mind, if she has made a commitment or she feels a certain type of commitment towards Louis, like you can't always indulge maybe in like, I mean, maybe you could, I guess, but you have to see what happens afterwards. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you
that's
might
fine.
really have a desire, but like it might not be your in your moral compass or whatever. Because we all have to kind of have our own boundaries and morals that we live by. So
Right.
I
I
would be
just think
curious
that
where this would
having
fall in
that,
with her.
yeah, I agree with you. I just think having that conversation and again, knowing, and she could have taken the masculine lead in that way and said to him before they went,
Yeah, I feel like she definitely tries to be a little like
like,
in charge.
this is what I want, and I want to know if we're on the same page or whatever. Or she could have, in a feminine way, just asked, asked for him to like clarify for her. There's so many ways to go about that and get your needs met.
Yeah.
But I think that I'm just thinking in terms of like, first of all, I believe it is very feminine to push up against the boundaries, push up against the edges. Like when you were saying like the wild card and she likes the play, like because I think you can have a lot of play within
Mhm.
committed relationships and you can figure out like what works for each individual relationship, right? And so, but I think like the bigger container is we're here figuring out who's our perfect match. And you're right, like she, in my opinion, seemed pretty closed off to even being open to exploring it through conversation.
Mhm.
Like, and I don't know if it's because specifically with JR, they did have a lot of chemistry. And so she was afraid if she opened that can of worms, it would be hot or and juicy.
Right.
Or if it was just she's like, no, I don't want to revisit that because we've done it, it didn't work. I'm good. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
No, I love to. Well, she was on Nick Viall's podcast, so I could have listened to it and gotten more information. But I was like afraid since I think the finale and like reunions already happened. I was like, I don't really want to get any more information than what I have. So I didn't. I didn't end up listening to it, but I do feel like she's an interesting person to like kind of get to know like through the show and how she moves and the decisions and stuff that she does make. Like I
mhm,
do like to
mhm.
see that character development come out, like even with the other girls, like Madison and AD was pretty much a straight shooter on Love is Blind. I really do enjoy her a lot. I think
I do too.
sometimes with these girls, though, and I mean, it goes back, I think maybe it goes back to the whole fear of getting kicked off. Like when Lucy found all this information out, I would have just been like, well, I mean, I would be hurt, don't get me wrong. But an option would be to just go in with their eyes wide open and be like, guess you're not my perfect match. See ya. Like, not happening. Like, to me, perfect match, if I feel like you're coming down on me like Daniel did on her, then obviously you're serious about me. You're communicating to me that, like I'm hurting your feelings by talking and flirting or being loud or whatever you want to call it with another man. So, like, to me, that is a way of you expressing to me that you are interested in me and committed to me and you don't want me to like look elsewhere. So, to me, in my mind, that means you are also not going to be looking elsewhere.
Right.
So if you're going to be coming down on me that hard and then go do the things that you got mad at me for doing, clearly we are not a match. Like, clearly I'm above this nonsense. Like,
Right.
I'm not even going to entertain it at that point. Like, because some of these girls, they have that, like, that power. Like, you can see the power that they have. That's what I find interesting. And then when the like situations arise where the men are just messing up and doing totally not what they're supposed to be doing to be the perfect match, then they're like lose all of their power. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I
I
find it really
do.
interesting
Yeah, I do. And
how
I
they
think
come out swinging and then they lose all their
Mhm.
power. Like JR was kind of the same way. Like, oh, I have soft lips. Oh, I'm great. Oh, all these girls are gonna want me, and then he leaves alone, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, like, okay,
Well,
the
I
flame has been
do.
extinguished.
I think in general, women often give their power away and
Mm-hmm.
often um, don't really like own. And yeah, it's for a lot of different reasons, I'm sure. Like, part of it is the way women are conditioned, but I think it's also
Yeah.
probably like just being afraid of. So there's so much to be afraid of as a woman in general, but in relationships,
Yeah.
used to being like, men in general have traditionally a lot of power. So we've learned to play a certain game
Yeah.
in order to keep ourselves safe, in order to have relationship, which means that we've, yes, diminished our own power, but also lowered our standards. And that like way too fucking much. If you really
Yeah.
are in it because you care about this person and you are actually looking for a long-term relationship, and he's lying to you about licking somebody else's legs and making out with her in the pool the whole day and all this stuff, then that's clearly like there has to be some major motivation that you have that's probably fear-based for you to stay in that relationship, because otherwise you
Fear
would be
based for
like, deuces, buddy,
sure.
like fuck off.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that sometimes we put our desires above, like, I don't even know what else to say, like reality. And
Mm-hmm.
because like realistically, like, you're a catch, you know what I mean? Like, lots of people, like, Lucy's a catch, realistically you're a
Yeah.
catch, but your desire to be with somebody sometimes takes over the part of you to where you don't think rationally because you really want to be with somebody. You really want a man. Like, these are your desires, these are your dreams, your goals. Like, this is something you really, 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 really want. So you'll kind of turn away because you don't want to lose that dream or goal or desire, even if they're hurting you or doing the wrong thing or not holding you. Because, like, there is that fear, yeah, that, I'm going to be alone forever. Why doesn't anybody want me? Like,
So
all of the above. And that,
is it better to settle and have a portion of what you want, even though it's not everything? Or is it better to just keep going in terms
I
of
think
like
that
hoping
is,
for you'll get what you really want?
I think that's a total mind game, and it's so individual based on different personalities and like I don't even know what my answer would be because like obviously I'm already married and happy and whatever, but like I can still feel those times of my life. Like that still feels super raw, like and hurtful when you have a dream and a desire and you really like want this person and they don't show up for you and they hurt your feelings and whatever, but you're still like chasing them around, like, oh, notice me, oh, pay attention to me. Like, those wounds are still so fresh to me sometimes. Like, when I think about it, because I never really spent time healing them, I never really spent time reframing it in my mind that, like, it can be
Mm.
true that this person doesn't want me and I'm still a catch. Like it can still be true that this person doesn't necessarily want to be in that type of relationship with me and I still have value and I'm worthy. Like it can be true that this person and I aren't meant to be together and I'm going to find something out there that's like 10 times better than this. Cuz I can still look back on that situation and be like, "Man, I let myself go through a lot of stupid stuff that I didn't need to go through." But my feelings
Okay,
are still hurt.
I want to know that I understand that completely. And I also want to flip it and look at the reverse or the inverse of it. Like,
Yeah.
so if you're, for instance, because we're talking a lot about the girls and how the guys have done this to them.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're a
Which
guy.
obviously we're girls, so yeah, obviously we're
Right.
girls, so we can get the girl perspective like
Yeah.
real
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
easy.
But what I'm wondering is, and this isn't about the girl or the guy, it's just like you, as women, we could also be in a relationship where what I'm wondering is if it's happening, okay, like let's just take Daniel and Lucy, for instance. He really cares about her. He finds her very attractive. He really likes her. And there are things she does that he feels like, God, that embarrasses me, or I would be settling if I accepted this in a partner long term, even though she's great in so many ways and she's a catch. It doesn't mean she's what he exactly wants, but he's looking at her, and I'm making this story up, like I'm just saying, like maybe he's looking at her going, I should really want to be with you because you are a catch and you are amazing. And there's all these reasons I should want to be with you. But something in me feels like I would still be settling if I said yes to you. So then, and a woman could be in that position that he's in, right? Like I've been in that position before and I've been in the other position. So then does he look at Lucy and say, okay, you are a catch and there's so many reasons I should want to be with you, and I'm just going to ignore these other things that are like bothering me or embarrassing me or feel like I would be settling for to be with you? Or does he keep looking for more of like the actual perfect match?
I mean, okay, in my opinion, I would
And I'm not
say
saying
like
he
you
feels
should,
this way. I'm just using this as an
right,
example.
as an example, I think that you should continue to look for your perfect match, but you need to be honest with the person in front of you. But
Yes.
I also, on the other side of things too, like people grow and evolve and change. And like, I think you're, because we're kind of like focusing on, I don't know, like, I don't know how to, yeah, like the small things, like, okay, you laughed really loud when that guy was talking to you, like, that's embarrassing. Like, those are things that I guess I wouldn't consider like a deal breaker. Like, I think there are things that you can work on with somebody that isn't settling. Does that make sense? But
Yeah,
like,
I think there are definitely things like that. And also, I think there are things where let's just take the laughing situation as an example. like I study human design and I use human design a lot in my
Yeah.
work. And I'm like an MG, I'm a manifesting generator. I'm a 3/5. I'm emotional. I have a lot of big energy in my chart. I'm a cross of contagion, like, as my incarnation cross. So there's a lot in there that's like big, bold fucking energy. And I am loud as shit
Yeah.
and I have a defined throat and I'm not like purposely to get attention, even. It's just like, this is my design and this is who I am.
Yeah.
And if
This
a
is who I am.
man is so uncomfortable, like with me being loud or me getting people noticing me, because I'm across a contagion, people are going to notice, right? Like, I'm a Taurus, I love beauty. And so there's all these things that filter into who we are as humans. So if that genuinely made someone really uncomfortable, I'm never changing that about myself. That is
Right.
who I am.
Right.
That is my design. So if that makes you uncomfortable, then we're not ever going to work. And you're going to always feel like there's this rub there that just, and you're going to always either be upset about it secretly and like bitter towards me or whatever, or you're going to be constantly wanting me to change that. And it's going to be a rub. It's going to be a problem forever. And so if that's a genuine thing, then even though it might seem like, well, that's something you could work on, it's not. Now, there are things, yes, 100% that we can work on, like in relationship
Yeah.
with people. But our design, in my opinion, is not one of those things that we work on in terms of when we're really embodying our design. Like if it's our shadows, yes, we want to transform those into our gifts and our acidic states. But like, I just feel only the person dealing with something or going through something, they're the only ones that can know. Like, is
Yeah,
this a
you're
deal?
literally taking the words out of my mouth because there's so much here at play and at work that we could like discuss at length. And unless we talk to Lucy or Daniel, it's like, okay, do we know? Because sometimes, even like for Daniel, okay, in the moment, he acts like a child, but after he watches it back, he could be like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, that's what I got mad about? Like,
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like I could get the whole Ollie beard thing because, yeah, like if you're making out with somebody, you can feel their beard, like clearly it's not me. But part of this experiment is that you rate the kisses and you rate them honestly. You want me to give them a lower rating just like boost your ego? Not gonna happen. Like
Yeah, that's
he
not
might
my
be a better
problem.
kisser than you, but like I'm more interested in you than I am him. So there you go. Like
Right. And I think that's the thing too, right? Like, obviously, then that's a problem with your own ego and insecurities because I mean, I've dated a lot of people that are great kissers. And it doesn't mean just because if I had to rate everyone, like, it doesn't matter if like the person that I was actually dating was the best kisser I've ever been with in my whole life.
right.
Like, okay, but that's not the reason you're with someone, is for that
Yeah.
one factor.
Right. The one quality. Yeah. I just thought that was so silly because it's like, okay, yeah, he might be like, that might have been a great kiss. Like, great. That was a
Yeah.
great kiss. But like, I just could think his personality is trash.
And
So,
by the way, it could have just been a great kiss. Like, if you kissed him again, it might not be that great.
right. Right. And if you kiss 10 people, like at some point you're just throwing numbers around. Like, I don't even know. How do I know compared to this person? I mean, I'm sure if you had like a bad kiss, you'd be like, that one was horrible. But if you had several good
Right.
kisses, like eventually they just all would run together.
Well, I'm
It was
also
like several bad,
wondering,
like they would
did
all just
they
run together.
I'm also wondering, did they rate them like as they had the kiss, and then could they go back and change numbers, or was it like
Good question.
kiss everyone then rate it? Because like, you might think in your mind, this one's a 10, and then you kiss somebody else like one or two later, and you're like, fuck no, that's the 10. The other
Right.
one's like an 8, or you might rate someone like a 7 and then you kiss other people and you're like, no, actually that was like a 9, or like, I don't know.
Right.
It seems
Yeah.
it's arbitrary anyway. So to get mad about it is obviously like a you problem,
Right.
not actually that she did anything wrong. But I think that
Men are pretty prideful though. I feel like when it comes to like physical intimacy, they want to be like the best. Like I'm the best there ever was and blah blah blah. Like I feel like there are men out there that are like that. So maybe that's Daniel's hang up because I feel like I would get mad. I would get more mad at the game where they had the answers above their head. Like if Jeremy and I were playing with other couples and he kept picking somebody else's answer, that would hurt my feelings probably more than it would if he rated me as like a 5 and kissing compared to like somebody else as a 10.
right.
Like it would hurt my feelings more if he wanted to like have wine and whatever after he got off work with whatever AD's answer was versus my answer of like Netflix and chill. Like I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
I get it. I don't know, it just made me think when we were having that conversation, like it's easy for us, to talk on the podcast about, well, if this guy isn't into you and he's acting this way, why are you like
oh
settling for
yeah,
that
no,
or forgetting your
100%.
word?
I would be a total basket case. I could
Right.
never do so.
But
I
then
would be
I'm
total basket.
also, but it also sparked this question in me of like, well, okay, but what's driving his behavior? And we don't know what's driving his behavior, but like it made me think, well, I wonder if he must feel like unsettled or like maybe there's just something in her that he's unsure of. Or it could just be that he was saw these hot girls and wanted to play. Like we don't know. But it just sparked a little bit of a deeper question because
Yeah.
I think the
I think
feeling of
many people are just not
settling.
ready to get married.
Right. And I think the feeling of settling can come from someone has treated you really shitty and you would be settling, but it could also come from someone is really amazing and it's a mindfuck of why you feel like you would be settling with them.
Right.
And is that because you have trauma to heal or is that because it's really just not enough for you?
Right. Um, right.
So many
Okay.
questions.
So many questions, and we don't know the answer because we don't know these people. We're just
True.
talking about it. Um, so Bachelor in Paradise, so we kind of briefly talked about this. I don't even know how long we've been chatting here. Um, Bachelor in Paradise. Oh, quite a while apparently. My phone is like dying. Anyways, Bachelor in Paradise, Sean and his nonsense. I really got to thinking after that was all over, like, I think people who want to control things just don't. Like, so many people just go have a good time and be yourself. Like, Sean proved that theory because he thought that he had figured it out and he had this big old great strategy and whatever and he was just going to outsmart the system and it never works. Like just go with the flow, have fun, don't worry about it, just have a good time because eventually it ends up coming back on you and it all implodes anyway. So and then he just is I hope him and Alicia aren't together. I was trying to figure that out because he just is like so immature because she made a great bold statement at the rose ceremony when she's like, we're just going to self eliminate. Like, this isn't what we came here for. Like, we're not here for the money. You know, we came looking for relationships, whatever. And then he's like, and then the best couple's leaving or whatever he said. And I just was like,
Right.
you just killed it all. And then what really irritated me too was when everybody else was like, why would you do that? Why would you? That's just crazy to go ahead and self eliminate because you don't know if you're going to get kicked off or not. And blah, blah, blah. And why would you do that? Like, I just don't jive with any of these people there. Like, there's really nobody there. I like the Goldens. I like Keith and Kathy the best, I guess. Like, there's just
No.
nobody really there that I'm like super jivey with. I don't love it. Cause like, even the whole Sean and Kat conversation when he like pulled her to the side and was like, what do you mean we're not friends? Whatever. And she's like, well, we're not. Like, I don't know you that well and blah, blah, blah. And then he started to cuss. Then she ran off to Dale and was like, he cussed me out. He's just so terrible. Like all of that to me, I'm just like, this is just, I can't deal with this. Like, this is just
Right, but I
ridiculous.
will.
Like, it's not what I would watch.
Yeah, I thought it was also ridiculous, but I will say I did like to see because it was like a glimmer of masculine from Dell. I did like to see that he went to Sean and was like, no, like you're not going to talk to her like that. That's
Yeah,
not.
but like, I don't even know. I didn't feel like it was that
I
genuine.
felt, I,
I didn't feel like it was genuine. I just feel like,
oh, I do. And but it
I
was
don't know.
probably more like about his own ego in some way, but I just don't even, I think that's fine because I don't think the ego is always bad. I think,
That's exactly how I felt. Was it was like, that's so
yeah,
funny.
but I don't think that's a problem because I think sometimes, like, it's good to have a big ego sometimes in certain situations and be like, I'm above this and I'm not putting up with this shit. And so,
Yeah, which I would agree. I just feel like Dale is just, I don't know, his ego, and he's just sometimes, I don't know. I just feel like it was a little calculated. Maybe like, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I just don't
yeah.
get good vibes from anybody, really. Like I just all
I
of
do like
it.
Spencer and I do like them because I feel, but it's funny to me because I feel like they're almost like not even on the show.
Yeah, because we haven't really seen them, but once I saw them interacting with each other, I just like cringe at certain things, and it's fine. People can be however they want to be. Like, I don't want to dog on anybody because it's fine. Like, everybody
What do
can.
you cringe at though? I want to know.
I just was like the honey and like the way they kind of talk to each other. I was like, "Ew." Like it was almost like watching, um, like I don't know. I'm trying to think about what else makes me cringe. Like, okay, my sister and brother-in-law when they kiss, I just kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of cringy to me. Like, I don't want to watch that. Like, that's your own personal.
Oh, do you and Jeremy not kiss in front of people?
Oh no, I love to kiss Jeremy in front of people. I don't care. I just am weird. I don't know. Like, yeah, I just get a little
Wait,
cringy
so
sometimes.
you can kiss in front of people, but you don't like if people kiss in front of you?
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah. It's just because I'm trying to think of a good example. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, okay, a couple weeks ago, when my aunt and uncle kissed each other, it didn't bother me at all.
Ooh,
Like, I
so
thought it
what?
was,
Yeah, so it's
I don't
specific.
know. Maybe it's just the way they do it, the way they go about it. I just sometimes get a little, sometimes things can be a little cringy. Like,
Yeah, I
just
did.
the way they kind of talk to each other a couple times. I was like, I'm kind of glad you guys haven't been shown that much.
Yeah,
This
I
is not
didn't
enjoyable for me.
notice any. I didn't notice any of that, like that it sparked any of that kind of stuff in me. But I
Yeah.
just think it's like interesting that they're one of the only like super, more just genuine couples there, and they're like never on the show.
Yeah. Well, because they're not stirring the pot in drama. Like we spent 4 hours this episode listening to Sean. And I'm like, can we just not? And then poor Alicia, she's like kind of trying to like settle things down and be the
Yeah,
mediator. Cause I mean, I think she really cares about him. But I think she also is like, okay, this really is not how I would handle the situation. Like honestly, after the rose ceremony, if that was my boyfriend, I would be like, dude, like once you watch that back, like I hope you see how cringy that was. Like that was not like an
yeah.
upstanding moment like you thought it was. Cause I truly think he thought he was like,
He's
in the right
yeah,
or whatever. Like it was
yeah.
just bizarre. Less is
Oh,
more.
awful. Yes.
Being a silent participant goes a very long way. And that old boy just could not shut up. I'm like, if you would just shut up for like 5 minutes and just like let things go, just let the chips fall how they may. You would be better off than to do all this.
Right.
I don't know. It's just this whole season. I feel like it's been a train wreck.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
It's been interesting, that's for sure. And like where I've never seen it before, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like a shit show, but
Want you to go back. We're gonna go. They're on Hulu, some of the old seasons, and we're gonna watch it and we're gonna recap an old season because I really want you to see it because it was so good. Like it was so good. It was so fun. And like really the crazy stuff just kind of happened. But it wasn't like these 40 minutes of the same crap for like 40 minutes straight of Sean.
yeah.
It was like, I don't know, it was funny and good and it
Well,
just
now they're
so
creating their
different.
own humor by like putting all those captions on there, which I do think is funny. I do think
Yes. No, those
that
are
part, yeah. And they're like, okay, it's the whatever parliament. I can't remember what they called it.
Parliament of
Something,
Paradise. Parliament in Paradise.
yeah, Parliament in Paradise or the Paradise Parliament or whatever they said. That was funny. Like they do bring in, I do like that they bring in those little jabs of humor. Um, but I just think a lot of the stuff that's going on, it feels, I mean, it feels, I was gonna say petty, and it does feel petty, but it's like who like I like when they do like I liked that little treasure hunt game and things like that.
Yeah.
That stuff's fun. And then I wish that it would
If
be
they did it
more
without the
fun.
money, if they did it without the money, I think it would land differently. Like if they
Yeah.
were only winning like a vacation or something afterwards or whatever. But
Yeah.
like the original series was that they would get engaged. Like they had the opportunity to get engaged at the end. Like
Uh-huh.
if they could leave together, they could leave engaged. Like I don't know. It's just not landing right for me and I'm really sad about it. Like I loved Paradise. I'm mourning Paradise.
You're in mourning.
With you. I don't really like all like this is the best they could get. Like I'm
Yeah.
really glad Brian's gone. I'm tired of looking at him. Like I just don't like his demeanor and like I don't know, some of the stuff he says and how he acts. I'm just like, oh, you're kind of bringing me down. Like this isn't fun and exciting. That's how I want to say that. This season is not fun and
You're
exciting like
right. It's
past seasons.
not.
Past seasons, I would be like on the edge of my seat to see what was going to happen next week when whoever came down and so might be in a love triangle and they had to decide between, like
Oh yeah.
this
No, there's
person
none
or
of
that.
that kind of juicy drama, which is what Bachelor
No.
is known for. Like that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like middle school
Well,
drama.
I think it was like last week or the week before, whenever I said it. It to me, it's strange because the whole point is they're there to explore and find someone. And instead of doing that, it's like, I will lock you down week one and that's it. Like no
Yeah.
one's
Well,
doing
basically,
exploration.
yeah, like Alicia said that in her podcast with Nick. She said that, once the money came out, then everybody basically out of,
Yeah.
self-preservation locked in with the person they were with
But they were doing that
instead
even before the
of
money,
exploring.
I will say.
Yeah, true. I think though if the money hadn't came about, I think that maybe Dale probably would have talked to her a little bit more. And he might like explored that a little bit more. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe, but then that shows his own character and integrity, right? And like what he's there for. I guess I just feel like the whole point of the show is for them to like explore and date around. And I want to see that. And I want to see what it's like if you get feelings for more than one person. And I want to see how relationships form and how they like get to a point and it's like this is as far as it can go and now I'm going to talk to someone else and that's what we love about the Bachelor. Like that's part of what like I love about the Bachelor anyways.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to see that in Bachelor in Paradise and I thought, ooh, it's going to be even juicier because they're all doing it there like together.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. It was like, oh no, you're my boyfriend. from the beginning, or
Yeah.
you're my girlfriend from the beginning. And it's like,
We need to watch an old season. That's probably why Perfect Match is so exciting and easy to watch and binge. It's because like the dynamics and you get to see different things develop and it's exciting to watch like all of these different things happen. Like even though the boys were like ridiculous last week and had to make out with everybody, or the last episode had to make out with everybody, like it's still fun to watch them explore and navigate these relationships. Like I'm really curious to go back and see like, okay, so is Lucy gonna forgive Daniel? How is Sandy and Louie? How are they gonna work it out? Like
yeah,
let's see what happens next for these relationships, not like who's gonna vote who off the island. Like
yeah, I'm also really intrigued about that stuff. And what I also wish I had seen more of, like the time that they had with the other, like separate, with all the like girls and then all the guys. What I wish I had seen more of would be, rather than like them going into party mode and just, how many people can I kiss? How many, like, I felt like that was very like middle school immature, or maybe like, lower grades of high school. But I feel like instead of that, if they would have been like, oh, I'm going to actually like date, like I'm on little speed dates in here, or I'm like seeing if there's someone I actually really want to like be
yeah,
with and connect with, and do connect with.
like have a conversation.
Yeah, not just like,
Or you're hot, let's make
100%.
out.
Yeah, I feel like that is right there the piece for me that was missing, because again, I want to see the relationships develop, and then what happens and what people choose and what they find attractive, and not just, oh my God, I have this opportunity to go kiss all these girls and like see if I can cop a feel or whatever. So, because I'm away from my match right now. Like,
Yeah.
the point is not, are you finding your perfect fuck buddy? It's, are you
Right.
finding your perfect actual match, girlfriend, boyfriend, life partner, you know?
No, I am with you 100% because those are the vibes you're getting. It's like, okay, so what are you really here for? Because this isn't too hot to handle. Like
Right.
where they dupe you into coming and you think you're doing something else. Like this is not too hot to handle. This is like time to settle down and like
Yeah.
explore and figure things out. Yeah, because a lot of them don't seem to be there for a committed relationship. I think they just are there to like have a good time.
Right. Perfect. I think that's a good ending point. Do you?
Yes, brilliant.
You have anything else?
No. I mean, I have stuff for you after we get off of here, but no.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We had such a fun
Yeah,
chat.
this is real fun. This is
And
real fun.
yeah, and maybe we can like get all the way through. I think there's 3 more episodes of Perfect Match. So maybe we can
Yeah.
wrap it up next time.
Okay. Yep, let's do it.
Okay. Peace out.
Bye.